Hey guys, I hope you're all doing great. It's the Tipsy Intuitive here to do your pick a sip reading for love. So we have four delightful cocktails here. We have a Cava, we have a Moscow Mule, we have a lemon drop martini, and we have whiskey and diet. So each of these cocktails is going to correspond to its own love reading. So take a minute, meditate, pause the video if you need to, and pick your favorite sip, and we'll jump right into the readings. Hey, group number one, if you picked the Cava, then this love reading is for you. We're going to start off by pulling a couple of oracle cards just to see what the energy is that's surrounding this reading for you. And the first card that we have out for you is Compromise. Let's pull a Romance Angel. Let's see what else. Okay, that was quick. And we have This Could Be the One. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. All right, starting off interesting for group number one. So let's jump into some tarot because it seems as though there's someone who may be in your energy that could be a really, really good match for you, but they might not be the person that you envisioned that you would actually end up being with. So let's pull some oracle or some tarot cards and see what is happening. So we're going to do a traditional Celtic cross this time around for my Cava crew. The first card that we have out for you is the Lovers, and we also have the Temperance card. So this is sort of what's happening with you right now in this moment. So it seems like there is someone who is in your space, whether it's energetically or whether it's physically. I do feel like you have been in a place of being sort of patient when it comes to love and romance, that you have been very sort of laser focused on what it is that you're looking for in another person, how they make you feel, maybe even things like what they do for work or, their appearance and things of that nature. So I think that you have been very sort of cautious, very sort of careful and patient in moderating yourself. I don't feel like you've been in a place where you just accept any old person that comes your way. But it does feel, again, like there's someone. And I think that also with this Temperance card, it's really about finding that balance in what it is that you are sort of looking for. So what we have for the challenge that's crossing you, we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So there might be a little bit of difficulty in you deciding whether or not you want to see if things will actually work with this person. It feels as though you haven't necessarily come to a decision on that, but it's something that you're thinking about pretty hard, something that you're going back and forth in your own head about. So seems to be a lot of thinking like, I've never looked at them like this before. Should I give them a go? What should I do? So what we have for you that's kind of marinating in your subconscious mind, we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. And so it feels as though there's a sense of you not being happy, right? You making the sort of wrong decision. It seems like you've spent so much time being thoughtful, very careful about who you entertain, who you date, that you're worried that if you take a step forward, that, it might be the wrong decision, that you might end up hurt or, disappointed or something along those lines. Now, what's happening in your conscious, we have the Devil. And so I do think that, you're sort of imagining worst case scenario. Like it's almost as if you're in your head sort of laying out all of the reasons that it wouldn't work with this person. Oh, you all are too different. They're not what I was looking for, things like that. It just seems as though these kind of negative thoughts towards pursuing things with this person are just sort of like, they're floating around. They keep popping up. and it's sort of shutting you off. Again, that back and forth energy, like maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, maybe I should, no, it's probably not going to work. It's that type of feeling that I'm getting. Now, in the recent past, we have the Seven of Wands in reverse. So I feel when it comes to relationships that you were probably in a place where you always felt like you had to fight for something, that you feel like you have to sort of defend yourself. You have to sort of demand the things that you want. It always felt like a bit of an uphill battle. And I feel like you sort of let that energy go. And maybe now you're in a place of saying to yourself, you know what? Things really shouldn't be this difficult. Like, it absolutely shouldn't. We should be able to communicate and all of that good stuff. There shouldn't be this much conflict in both of us getting what we want out of a relationship. So I think you sort of put that energy to rest. You found your happy place, and then somebody seems like they may have come in and shook things up a little bit, maybe giving you something to think about. Now, in the near future, we have the King of Pentacles in reverse. So what I'm feeling like is that immediately you're not going to accept this person's offer, because I think that you're still in this place of figuring out whether or not you want to take the chance on someone who may not have been your perfect idea of who you should actually be with. So, I think that you are going to refuse this person for a little while before you kind of come out of this energy. Now, what we have for the advice from Spirit, we have the Three of Cups. So this is a card of celebration, joy, having a good time, getting together with people that you enjoy. So I feel like Spirit is saying, you know what? Give this person a chance. Maybe they're not the package that you expected them to be in, but have the opportunity to just enjoy them. There's no need to look 10 years down the road at what might happen, but this is an opportunity now to sort of engage with someone who is a good time. They can make you laugh. You can enjoy yourself. You can kind of relax and let go. So Spirit is, kind of saying, give it a chance. Just see what happens. Enjoy the moment. Now, what we have for, wow, this is interesting. So what's happening around you is we have the Knight of Swords and we also have the Tower. So there's something that's shifting very rapidly around you. So if, I think where things have been pretty quiet with this person because you haven't quite decided what you're going to do with it, it does feel like you're going to sort of take the chance, right? And things are going to move very quickly. It feels like, there's going to be a sudden change of heart, and that, you all will have the opportunity to kind of come together without this worrying or trying to predict what's going to happen in the future. Now, for your hopes and fears, this almost seems like a little bit of, a double-edged sword, because it feels like the more that you consider going out with this person and kind of opening up and, enjoying a good time, it feels like with that change of heart comes a little bit of, man, I wonder if they're going to, express their feelings for me, or, say that they've been watching me for a while, or whatever the situation may be. It almost feels as though you want that to happen, but you don't want that to happen at the same time. So I do feel like, that's sort of what you're experiencing right now, is that, this sort of mixed feelings about potentially involving yourself in a relationship with this person. And again, I think it boils down to the fact that they're just not packaged in the way that you thought your person would be. So what we have for your potential outcome, we have the Queen of Swords. Now, ordinarily, people would look at the Queen of Swords and be like, oh, she's cold and she's sharp and she has no filter and she's just terrible. I don't think that that's going to be the case. I don't think that you're going to be like that towards this person. I do think that you are going to step into your sort of queen type energy. And with the Hanged Man in reverse, this is someone who makes a decision and they go for it. So the Queen of Swords is somebody who is all about movement. They're all about action. So I think that you, after a bit of consideration about this person who's been in your space for a while, you're going to say, yeah, you know what? I'm going to give it a try. Like, end of story. We'll see what happens. So I feel that's you coming into this very decisive energy to see, to just, give this person a date, give them a conversation, give them a little something and see where it goes from there. So we're going to pull your final oracle card, see what last message Spirit has for you. Oh, and what we have that came out for you is acceptance. You are ready to release control of situations or people and lovingly embrace the rhythm of life. So, Cava lovers, this is you just sort of opening up and accepting a new opportunity for what it is and just really going with the flow. Just taking that opportunity to enjoy yourself, to get to know this person on a deeper level, to give them the opportunity to show that they sort of meet all of the core things that you're looking for in a partner. So keep an eye out for folks around you and the signals that they might be sending, because it looks like this could be the start of something pretty nice. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there for you. I hope that it was helpful and I hope that it resonated. If it did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. But in the meanwhile, stay safe, stay healthy, and I am sending you all huge hugs. Hey, group number 2, if you picked the Moscow Mule, then this love reading is for you. So let's jump right in and start by pulling a couple of oracle cards to see what energy is surrounding this reading for you. And the first card out that we have for you is romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Okay. Moscow Mules, you feeling some type of way about somebody? You got your eye on somebody? Somebody had their eye on you? Second card out that we have is remain positive. All right. So it feels like what I'm getting for my group number 2 is that there may be someone that you have your eye on or that you hope has their eye on you, but nobody's acted on anything just yet, is what it feels like. And you're starting to wonder, or they're starting to wonder, whether or not you two are going to be able to come together, whether or not you all are going to be sort of able to explore what I feel is a little bit of chemistry between the two of you. So let's jump into some tarot and see exactly what is going on. Because what I just heard was puppy love. So that might be something involved here, these cute little feelings of affection. And I'm sorry that I keep laughing, but this is a really, really cute feeling that I'm getting. It's almost like when you go around someone and you kind of like them, you start getting flushed and hot and you start blushing and all of that good stuff. That's what it feels like. So where you guys are right now, we have the Devil card. And this is not a bad habit. This is not an addiction. I feel like the devil, somebody's having some naughty thoughts about somebody else. Like, I feel like every time you see this person or this person sees you, it's like they get to sweating a little bit and thinking and juices get flowing. And it's like, the things I would do to that person is what I just heard. Like the things I would do to you. So, clearly there's somebody that you are attracted to. Now, the challenge that we have for you is the Queen of Wands in reverse. So this is someone who is not showing feelings. So I think that sort of weaves into the remain positive card, is that somebody's not getting any feedback or signals. They're confused as to how the other person may feel or not feel about them. So it's like the hope is starting to fade a little bit, is what I'm feeling. That, there's so much unknown about how the other person feels that it's like, man, maybe I shouldn't even bother. Maybe I should just let it go. I'm just not going to say anything. I'm not going to do anything. Now, what we have in your subconscious, we have the Nine of Swords. This is a card of restlessness, anxiety, right? A little bit of sleeplessness. So I feel like this situation with you and this other person is that you think about it pretty frequently. Like this person stays on your mind. And it's like this question of, well, why can't we get this together? Like what is happening that we just can't, we can't figure this little attraction thing that we got going here. Like, why can't we figure that out? Now, in your conscious space, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So this is someone who, they want to make or receive an offer. And it's like, oh, this is taking forever. And I think for the majority of you that are watching this is someone that you wish would come towards you. So it feels like, what you're thinking about consciously is this person coming to you with an offer. Like, hey, let's go out. Let's talk on the phone. Let's do something. But it's taking so long that you're like, is it ever going to happen? Like, are they going to come towards me? Or are we just going to sort of stay in this limbo forever? So what we have for your recent past, we have the Two of Swords in reverse. Now, this is a card of sort of making a decision. And I do think that at a certain point, you were thinking about this person and you were unsure whether or not your feelings for them were real. Maybe it seemed like a fluke. Maybe it sort of came out of nowhere. But, there was some question about like, am I really attracted to them? And I think that you came up with the answer yes. You did. You came up with yes. So in the very near future, what we have here for you is the Page of Cups. So this is not a bad thing. This is an extension of feelings, right? I don't necessarily think that this is going to be some huge declaration like, oh my God, I have loved you since I was in the womb. I don't think it's all that, but I do think that it's a communication with someone letting you know that, yeah, I've kind of had my eye on you. I've been thinking about you. I would, love to take you out or see where this goes. Something. It's going to be a little expression. Now, what we have for the advice from Spirit, we have the Star card. I think that this is Spirit reminding you to not give up on your dreams, right? Those wishes that you make, those hopes that you have, embrace them, pour the water out under the night sky, nurture the ground below. Like, this is not the time for you, I think, to put yourself in a place of thinking that you can't have this, that you don't deserve this, that it's not going to work out. So, while you're, thinking about whether or not this is going to happen, Spirit's now told you twice to remain positive, to focus on your dreams, to not sort of give up on those wishes and those things that you want. Now, what we have in your environment, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is someone who comes bearing gifts, and not just any sort of gift, but a very gentle, nurturing, secure gift, right? This is something that feels very, very safe. So that's the energy that's sort of around you right now, the environment that you're in, is that it's going to be very nurturing. It's going to be very, very safe and secure. So there's really not any reason for you to be worried about this. It looks like it's going to be on the right start. It's going to get off on the right footing. So what we have for your hopes and fears, this is an interesting card. So what we have for this is the Hierophant. So this is something that, again, is very foundational. It's very structured, very well established. And a lot of, tarot readings, the the Hierophant can represent marriage, the card of marriage, this very solid connection between you and another person. So we have that stability here in your environment. And I think that that's what you're also hoping for. You want something that's solid, something that, lays the foundation for a longer term relationship. And so super interesting what we have for the outcome, which is nice. This is the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is the spark. It's something that represents a passionate beginning. It's a lot of enjoyment that's associated with this card. So it feels as though you two are going to come together. And I think probably a little bit sooner than you may be thinking because you've already waited so long. But when it comes, it's going to be this lovely little fire, right? This chemistry that you all have been feeling towards each other. That flame is going to get ignited. So something to look forward to, have a little sip because you deserve to celebrate this one. This is a nice feeling reading. I'm going to put that out there. So nice. It feels just very cute and light and fun and funny. So no stress. Don't stress over it. No reason to. Wow, that launched itself across the table. So the final oracle card that we have for you is ownership. You acknowledge your misdeeds and accomplishments alike and learn to love them all as lessons. So I feel like Spirit is saying that, you take ownership of how you act, how you respond in a relationship. I don't think that you feel particularly good about thinking that this isn't going to work or this person's never going to come towards you. It's not putting you in a great mindset. It's not sending out those good vibes that will help draw this into you. And so I think that Spirit is saying, you know what, acknowledge those feelings and then put them to the side, right? Replace them with a positive affirmation, where you stay in a good space and send out the best energy that you can to this person. So, don't beat yourself up about being stressed or anxious. I feel like that's just part of the human experience. But make sure that you also take the time to think of alternatives, right? Think of the good things. Think of things that make you grateful, that make you happy, and use that energy to stay in this positive place. So group number 2, I'm going to leave it there for you. I hope that this was helpful and that it resonated. If it did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. But in the meanwhile, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'm sending you all huge hugs. Hey, group number 3, if you pick the Lemon Drop Martini, then this love reading is for you. Let's start with pulling a few oracle cards to see what energy is surrounding this reading for you. So the first card that we have out, we have Release Your Ex. The time has come to clear your energy. And let's pull another, see what other energies are surrounding this reading for group number 3. And we have Unlikely. All right, so group number 3. Okay. What I'm feeling is a bit of a sense of hopelessness. So I think for a lot of you that are watching this, there is someone that you dealt with, dated, had a relationship with in the past. And I don't think that this is too far off, and within the past 6 months to a year. But it doesn't seem as though things have worked out between the two of you. I just got a headache, like in the back of my head. It just sort of pulsed. So it almost feels as though there was a lot of conflict that was surrounding the relationship that you all had. Despite that, it feels like there were very strong feelings on both sides. And there's some hope, I think, that still remains, that the two of you all will reconcile, that you all will get back together, try and give this another go. But what I'm feeling is that too much has happened. And it doesn't feel like it's a very positive energy that's surrounding this for you all. So getting into the tarot, and I'm sorry that I'm trying to find my words right now, but the energy around this is it's very heavy and it's a little bit confusing. It feels like there's a weight that's pushing down on me. So, where you are right now, guys, we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. And so this is usually the card of options. This is a card of illusions. I think for you all, for this reading, there is this sense that you are not opening yourself up to other people, other opportunities, because you're still thinking so much about this person from the past. It feels as though you have shut yourself off to opportunities and you've been sort of laser focused on figuring out how you two can come back together. So it feels as though you're missing out on quite a few opportunities that are sort of floating around for you. Now, the biggest challenge that you're facing right now, we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. You're not happy about this situation. I'm going to be honest with you. There are no happy feelings that are coming through for me at this point in your reading. It just feels like this situation has been incredibly draining. But for whatever reason, you have not necessarily made the decision to let it go. You're still holding on to it. And sort of getting to that place of happiness with all of this seems to not have necessarily happened just yet. So what's floating around in your subconscious, we have the Five of Swords. This is a super defensive energy, right? This is the card of conflict between people. And it almost feels as though you, like, I just heard this is a hill that you're going to die on. Like you are just, something in your subconscious will not let you give up on this situation. It won't let you let go of this person, even though it doesn't seem that you two are necessarily the best match. So what we have that's happening in your conscious mind right now, we have the King of Wands. I feel like you're in a place where you believe that there's enough passion for you all to come back together, that you can sort of reignite that spark that you all may have had once upon a time. So I feel like, in your, what you keep sort of telling yourself, what you're acknowledging in your conscious mind, it's really this sense of, yeah, we're gonna come back together. Like, there was so much chemistry there. Like, how could we not come back? So what we have in the recent past, we have the King of Swords in reverse. So again, I feel like this person is not communicating with you. I don't think that you've gotten sort of any indication that they want to get back together. I think that there's been a lot of silence. And perhaps you've been thinking about how to try and break that silence, but I think that you're still there. I don't think that you all are communicating. So one card just fell out on the floor. Let me grab that real quick. Oh, okay. It was two cards that fell out on the floor. So for your immediate future, we have the Justice card and we also have the Emperor, both of them in reverse. So what I feel is going to happen in the immediate future, like within the next, I'm going to say 2 or 3 months, that there is going to be, I don't think that you and this person are going to come back together. And I think that it's going to leave you pretty dissatisfied. Like you're still thinking that there's unfinished business between the two of you. That you all are, that there's still an opportunity. But it feels like this person is not going to come back. That you all are not going to sort of get back together. So what we have for the advice from Spirit, we have Temperance. So this is Spirit saying, you know what? It's time for you to find your balance. It's time for you to find your peace, because this energy that you're in right now, it does not feel peaceful. It feels very stressful. It feels very heavy. It feels very unhappy. There's just, I don't think that staying in this place is serving you all. So it feels like it's time for you to find your healing, find your balance. Now, what's currently in your environment right now, we have the Hanged Man in reverse. And so this is someone who it feels like refuses to sort of make a choice, to make that decision to move on. But what I'm also feeling is that I think that's for your energy, because the Hanged Man in reverse is also someone who has sort of made a decision. They're no longer hanging in limbo. And so I feel like this person has already made their decision that they, that this is not a relationship that they want to engage in right now. Oh, wow. Okay. So what we have for your hopes and fears, we have the Five of Cups in reverse, and we also have the Moon. And so I think that, there's almost a hope that, you won't have any regrets with this. I almost feel like you're scared that there are still things that you haven't explored with this person. That's something that you want to do, which is why I think you're still focusing on them so much, that you feel like things are unfinished. And we kind of see that here in, the immediate future's energy, right? That lack of justice, that sort of lack of resolution that you're feeling. So it feels like, you're afraid that, there are some things that you're going to miss out on, some things that may change the trajectory of your relationship if you just sort of keep going. But we also have the Five of Cups in reverse here. And upright, this is a card, of crying over spilled milk and everything. I really just feel like you don't want to have any regrets. That you want to know that you did everything you could to try and make this work because you felt so strongly about this person. And so I feel like you don't want to feel like you gave up too soon. Like there was something more that you could have done. So what we have for your outcome. So, babes, I'm going to tell you like this, what the cards say. If you continue on this path of holding on to this person who is no longer around, physically or sort of energetically, then you are going to be subjecting yourself to a lot of stress with the Nine of Swords. This is going to be a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry, a lot of sleepless nights. So I feel like Spirit is telling you that this would be a good time for you to course correct, right? Release your ex and move forward. Start exploring these other opportunities, these other people that are around you, because this path that's unlikely to help you create your happiness is just going to cause more stress than you need. I really don't think you need any more stress. I don't think that you want any more stress. So your final oracle card out, loyalty. Your reliability demonstrates your loving sense of devotion and consistency of being. And so what I feel like Spirit is saying, that now is the time for you to be loyal to you. Now is the time for you to focus on yourself, to honor yourself, to be devoted to yourself and be consistent with your energy. Because it feels, again, all over the place. But it doesn't feel very good from my side. So I can only imagine what it feels like from your side. So Spirit is saying now is the time to focus on you. This loyalty and drive and determination that you're showing towards this other person, it's time to pour that back into yourself. And hopefully that will allow you to avoid all of this stress that you will experience. So I'm going to leave it there for Martini Mob, and I hope that this was helpful. I hope that it resonated. If it did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. But in the meanwhile, stay safe, stay healthy, and I am sending you all huge hugs. Hey, group number 4. If you guys picked the Whiskey and Diet, then this love reading is for you. We're going to start first by pulling a couple of oracle cards to see what the overall energy is that's surrounding this reading for you. But before I do that, as I was getting ready for your reading and I was trying to light the incense, the first thing that I noticed was that the match was super bent. So I don't know if you can see that, but you know, it's a little crooked. Not the straightest thing on the face of this earth. And when I was trying to blow out the flame for the incense stick that I had to light, it would not go out. It would not go out. So I'm over here huffing and puffing like I'm about to blow somebody's house down. And as I'm blowing, the ashes that have fallen got all over the place. So it was like the message that was sort of coming through was interesting. It was like, this ain't been the straightest path, and it was a little bit messy, but like this, there's something about it. Like this, we can't put this fire out. So we'll see how that ties into your reading. That might be specific for just a handful of you that are watching, but I felt the need to share that with you. So, see, this is how y'all starting. First card out that we have is chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. So, I mean, that kind of fits in with that flame not being able to be blown out, but might be a little bit messy. So let's see what else we have for you. What other energies are surrounding this reading for you? And what we have for you is abundance. So that's a beautiful card. Like, when you look at these, especially the abundance card, like there's this woman, she's holding like this golden bowl. She's surrounded by all of these beautiful colors. It feels like peace. It feels very content. And so I feel like for you guys, whoever this person is that's in your energy, even though things may have been a little bit rocky, there seems like there's something good that's coming out of this situation. So let's dig into some tarot and see if the good that's coming out of this situation is with this person or if it's with somebody else potentially. So where we have for you right now, your current situation, we have the 5 of Swords in reverse. So this is a sense of you sort of laying down your defenses, right? The 5 of Swords is typically a card of conflict, that there's a little bit of fighting here, that there's some struggle, but it feels as though you're out of that place right now, where it's like you're kind of letting your guard down, you're letting your defenses down. Things are a lot more quiet, things are a lot more calm. There's not as much strife and conflict. So it feels like you're entering a place of peace. Now, for the challenge that you're facing, we have the Page of Pentacles. So it almost feels as though you are trying to decide whether you offer somebody something or they offer you something, or you're waiting for them to offer. Let's see if we can clarify the challenge just a little bit. We have the Page of Wands. So, all right. So if you're dealing with someone, I feel like you all are not necessarily in an exclusive committed relationship right now. It almost feels like there's been maybe some fits and starts, like things started moving and then they stopped. Things started moving, then they stopped. And so I almost feel like the challenge is finding this sort of balance between something that's stable and something that's still exciting. I don't think that you have quite given up on the idea of the two of you, but it almost feels as though you want a little bit more stability than what you've had before with this person. Now, what's happening in your subconscious space? We have the 6 of Swords. So this is moving past these, sort of rough waters, going towards a much calmer place. And so I feel that, deep down, this is where you are. Like you're tired of fighting, you're tired of going back and forth. You just want calm, you just want peace, you just want, some semblance of stability. You don't want this rockiness anymore. Now, in your conscious space, we have the Three of Cups. This is all about joy and celebration, spending time with friends. So I think that you have made the conscious decision in coming out of all of this conflict and this fighting energy to sort of embrace your happiness. So I think that you are very much focused on preserving that. So it might be that you're spending time with friends or family doing things that you enjoy. So, as sort of challenging as this situation is, I feel like for a lot of you that you're kind of bouncing back, right? You're focusing on what makes you feel good, celebrating the little things in life, and not really sort of letting this get to you. For your recent past, we have the King of Swords. So what this is telling me is that, again, in your past, related to this conflict that you've kind of laid down, that there may have been a pretty sharp exchange of words between you and your person. So that might account for the mess that I had to sort of clear up, right? This part of this not quite straight path that you all are taking. So it feels like there was an exchange, and it wasn't necessarily the most pleasant one that anyone could have. So, but I feel like you kind of, you got through it and you started moving forward. Now, what we have in the immediate near future, and this is like within the next couple of weeks, month or two, we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. So I don't think that you are going to approach this person. And it doesn't particularly seem like this person is going to approach you immediately either, with the Chariot in reverse. So I think for now, your focus remaining on you probably has this person sort of thinking, well, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. But, there's a part of you, I think, that hopes for that. But if you wanted something like next week, I do not think that that's going to happen for you. So what we have for you in terms of advice from Spirit, we have the King of Cups in reverse. And so I feel like this is Spirit's way of telling you, yep, you're doing the right thing. You're calling back in your energy from this person, even though you're attracted to them, right? But, you're not going to continue exploring things with them to the detriment of yourself. And so this stress that you're under, that you were under previously, and now this sort of mission for you to move to a calmer place and really focus on yourself, that's what you should be doing. So you are absolutely on the right path for yourself right now at this point in time. Now, what's happening in your environment? We have the Star card. This is a card of wishes, of dreams, of everything that you want out of life. So there seems to be a sense around you, and I do feel like you want a relationship, but you want the right kind, And so I think that that's sort of, deep down, finding that peace, finding that comfort, finding that person that can help bring that into your life. I feel like that's around you. Like this wish fulfillment, these dreams, they're just swirling all around. And I think that there might be a pretty good opportunity for you to take it. And so in your hopes and fears section, I feel like this is more of a hope than anything else. This is the Four of Swords in reverse. This is the card of awakening, right? Where, when we have the Four of Swords upright, this is a time of introspection. This is a time of rest. There's not a lot of activity or movement. And I think that you're hoping for movement. I think that you're hoping for things to continue to progress forward in your own life. This is you sort of, hoping, saying to yourself, you know what, that was a lot. This experience was a lot. I hope that I've learned my lessons, whatever lessons I needed to take from this. I hope that I learned it for the next go round. And I think that, you know, there might be a little piece of worry that you haven't. But from what I'm seeing in the cards, you are absolutely on the right path. So what we have for your potential outcome, we have the Fool, and we also have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So it's interesting because the Nine of Pentacles upright is my bachelorette card, my bachelor or bachelorette card, where people, you know, are able to take care of themselves. They're self-sufficient. They're abundant in and of themselves. But what I'm feeling for you guys is that after a period of time, because we have the Fool card here in reverse, this is not sort of that sudden leap of faith. This is not jumping into something blindly. I think that there is going to be an opportunity for someone to come in. Someone will come in for you who you are very attracted to and who is very attracted to you. And they're going to be what you're looking for. It's going to be much more calm, much more peaceful than what it is that you experienced previously. And this bachelor or bachelorette is not going to be a bachelor or bachelorette anymore. This, I feel like for you guys, is a card of no longer being single. You'll still have that abundance, but it'll be multiplied because you are sharing it with someone else. Now, not for nothing, the bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of Cups. So that's ultimate happiness. That's ultimate wish fulfillment. That's everything that you wanted in a relationship. So hang in there. Keep taking care of yourself. Keep, you know, sipping on a little whiskey and diet. It's going to be fine. This abundance is not going to be with the person that you have been dealing with, the person who's been stressing you out. So the last oracle card that we have out for you is creativity. You have to devise new ideas, innovations, and forms of illumination. So what did we have over here? We have the card of waking up, right? Making sure that you understand what it is that you want out of a relationship, what it is that you'll accept from someone else in a relationship. This is a new way of thinking. This is your illumination, right? Taking this different path. So I think that you're now in a place of doing different and better things with your life. It's going to put you in an amazing space, something where you're just exuding joy. And then you have someone coming in for you. But having learned your lessons and being illuminated on how you want to show up in relationships, I think that you will be careful. You will be very thoughtful, and you're going to ease into it. You're going to make sure that you have full awareness of what's going on, so it'll have some sticking power. So I'm going to leave it there for you guys. I hope that this was helpful and I hope that it resonated. If it did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. But in the meanwhile, stay safe, stay healthy, and I am sending you all huge hugs.